Factsverse presents 15 creepy photos you won't believe were caught. Number 1. This image has a faded, ghostly quality. In fact, you may need to look more than once in order to see what's happening in this creepy image. It's actually a big pile of skulls from bison animals. The skulls seem to rise toward the gray sky, calling to mind a scene of epic death and destruction. These skulls were later ground into fertilizer. Number 2. This bridge was a place where people gathered in order to view the wild flames which sprang up from Reactor 4 during the Chernobyl disaster. People who watched on the bridge thought that it was safe. They later discovered that radiation was at a fatal level on the very bridge where they stood. In time, all who stood there and watched the fire died due to their radiation levels. Number 3. In this image, the girl looks into a reflecting pond and sees two versions of herself. Since she is standing alone, the dual image seems to indicate that her deceased twin sister is standing right beside her. The headstones in the background give this picture even more gravity, as well as a spooky, macabre quality. Number 4. A woman from Queensland, Australia shared a chilling photo of her family swimming in Murphy's Hole in Lockyer River, southeast Queensland. A ghost of a girl who drowned in the same spot apparently appeared with them in the photograph. The photo, which shows 2 adults, 3 kids, and an unknown entity resembling a girl. Number 5. This climber is wedged in pretty tight, and the sight of this photo is enough to give those who fear confined spaces quite a bit of anxiety. While it's likely an optical illusion, it actually looks like his body is being crushed by large sections of stone. Number 6. This image is strange and a bit haunting. A little boy who may be real or a stone statue is perched at the top of a staircase, all alone. There appear to be an array of crosses overhead, and the boy seems to be staring at a window which emits a filtered amount of sunlight. Number 7. If you look carefully, you'll spot something creepy in this picture. There is a dark and spooky person in the background, and this spooky person's hand is on one of the women's shoulders. After this pic was snapped, this woman perished in an auto accident. Number 8. Sometimes old-fashioned photographs have a creepy quality due to blurriness or other effects, and this is definitely one of them. The toddler and the older child both look a bit demonic, probably due to issues with lighting, and the toddler doesn't seem to have any legs. Number 9. This picture dates back to 1975, and it shows a teenage woman and her goddaughter. Both females were caught in a building which was burning. Rescue workers were valiantly trying to save the toddler and teenager. However, before they could, a platform fell apart and the women plunged downward. Only the little girl lived. Number 10. In this picture, a baby, a toddler, and an older child pose together. They appear rather pale and unhappy, and seem to shoot glares at the camera, which display menace and unease. Number 11. This photograph depicts a Soviet Army member's body. It was posed in this manner by the Finnish enemy in order to frighten Soviet troops. The soldier's body is covered in snow and ice, and one of his arms is raised as though in salute. This shot illustrates the evils of war in a very resonant and thoroughly creepy way. Number 12. It's hard to determine exactly what's going on in this picture, and that's probably why it's so creepy. You'll need to look closely in order to figure out whether the woman is alive or dead and what has happened to her. Number 13. Nature is usually beautiful. However, occasionally, nature is rather cruel. This photo shows a tree which has ruined a home. Its heavy roots cover the private residence. Number 14. Clothes hang to dry for 2 decades around the scene of the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. Laundry doesn't usually hang out for 20 years, but this laundry has, and knowing the backstory adds creepy power to this startling photograph. Number 15. This photo shows Eugene Weidman, who was executed via guillotine in the early 1930s. This photograph highlights the cruelty of execution. It's always creepy to see someone right before they die. Subscribe for more.